Alright guys, here we have a quote from Sheila Burling, that these girls aren't cheap labour, they're people. Now what we see here is Sheila starting to distance herself from her father's views about his employees and the world and start to form her own opinions based more around Inspector Goose. So let's zoom in on some of the language here. Firstly, let's think about the word girls. Really interesting word that I zoom in a lot and a range of different quotations throughout Inspector Calls. It's a diminutive, it makes them seem smaller, or in this case, younger. It patronises the women of Burling's factory. They would have probably been at least Sheila's age, with some of them maybe considerably older, yet she still calls them girls. This is really insulting language, and it shows us that although she supports them here in this very phrase, she still hasn't lost the insulting language that her parents used, that explains that she has grown up around this environment, and it may take time for her to fully change her views. We then move on to cheap labour. These girls aren't cheap labour, and this obviously juxtaposes her father's comment about keeping labour costs down and shows that she understands that the working class women that he employs are human beings and they are not simply just a cost on a balance sheet like he sees them. She gives them a human face that he just simply doesn't see. And that obviously is then emphasised with a dash and then their people. Short phrase to end this particular quote. So say really it contrasts the dehumanising of Eva and all working class women that we see throughout the play by people like Burling, Mrs. Burling, to an extent Gerald too. Eva is often considered less than human, and allowing the Burlings to treat her with such disrespect. We've got some quotes here that obviously juxtapose in the link quotes bottom down the left hand side, and we've also got a bit of context here about how there's a real generational shift in 1945 when we see the Socialist Labour Party elected, beating the incumbent Prime Minister Winston Churchill, the war hero, in a real shock landslide election, which then gave the Socialists a true voice and power in the UK.